Hey everybody. I'm doing a little zombie close-up for you. Zombie because it's not live, but not dead. It's just going to be uploaded as a pre-recorded close-up. So some of you can probably hear me on the regular Kitten Academy live stream right now. Hi, I'm not talking to you yet. But take a look on our channel for this close-up later on. I wanted to do a quick one, make sure that everybody could see the kittens up close. I brought the macro lens out so that we could really try to see them up close. I'm hoping that we can make that happen. And give you guys just some quick updates on everything that's going on. So, let's start here. Let's look at all the kittens in order real quick up close because they've actually been getting a little bit of gain from their mom now. I measure them every morning, and this morning 3 of the 5 had shown a little bit of a weight gain, which is really nice. Now let me adjust the exposure just a tad. There we go. So 3 of 5 of them had shown a little bit of a weight gain this morning, which is nice, and I fed the other 2 with some formula, but not the 3 that had gained overnight, and we're going to see how that works for us. I'll check them again in an hour or so and see if they're going to need some more. So this is the first kitten. This is the one girl. This is Paisley. I'm trying to show you her cute little face. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, well, it's about as well as I think we're going to get. That's Paisley. And then next up we have Basket Weave. Oh, hi, buddy. So that's our little boy Basket Weave. I think they're starting to do much better health-wise in general, where their poops, well, actually I haven't been seeing so many poops, so mom's obviously taking care of them much better. But I feel like they're doing better, kind of all over, which is nice. So let's see if I can tell number 3, who is Chevy, from number 4, who is Herringbone. They're getting very close to each other in weight, and so it's really, really difficult for me to tell them apart. I don't even think we're going to be able to tell without weighing them who's who. So let's just see if we can pick one up real quick. We'll just take this one. I feel like this is the lighter one, so probably Herringbone. Let's weigh real quick and just see if we can even tell. I have to remember what their weights are too. Okay, that's got to be Herringbone because it weighs in at 5.96, and Herringbone is closer to 6, where Chevy is now over 6. Also, there's another way to tell, which you'll see when we get to Chevy. Well, you look real good out here in the natural light. We should hold everybody over here. So that's Herringbone, the smaller of the 2 twins. And that makes this one Chevy, the bigger of the 2 twins. We'll put him on the scale too, just for fun. Yeah, see there we've got 6.5. And the thing you're going to notice about Chevy is that his eyes are starting to open. Can you see that little tiny glimmer in the inside corner? It's not much, but it's definitely there. Actually, it's very hard to see on the camera. But I think by tomorrow it'll be a little more obvious. We probably still will only have them halfway open, if that, but I think tomorrow we'll all be able to see it. So that one was Chevy, and the one before was Herringbone. They're both boys too, of course. And then our last little kitten is Argyle. And this is little Argyle right here. Oh. Focus on Argyle, camera. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. He's got a lot to say about being held away from his mom right now. All right, pal, dig back in there. So you can see they're all nursing and happy and fighting. You'll see lots and lots of fighting, which is a good sign. The other thing that's a good sign that you're going to notice is that they all nap. When mom gets up and goes away, they're just happy, napping, snuggled up, not complaining, not yelling for her to come back and feed them more. So they're satisfied one way or the other. Some of that, of course, is down to me feeding them, and I think some of it's down to mom. So I feel like we might hopefully be getting closer to them not needing so much of my help. And like I said, we're trying to track that real carefully. Of course, part of the difficulty is that I'm weighing them every few hours to see how they're doing, and we've never done that before. So it's a little hard for me to judge how much of the weight gain we see or don't see is what we would expect, and how much of it means that I have to feed them. And the only way to really sort of, I think, judge that properly is to just not feed them and see how they do. And of course, you've got to weigh that a little bit against, you're not feeding them. So you want them to have at least a little bit of a buffer. And I feel like they're getting there, so we'll be able to do a few more experiments. And until then, we're just playing it safe by feeding them, when we think it's the best thing to do. Well, they're all back to nursing, and that's probably good if they're getting anything at all out of it. So why don't we take this downstairs and see if we can look at the other kittens real quick on this zombie close-up. Let's just see what we get. Meanwhile, let me tell you, I got the call from our vet about Millet, and they put a new splint on him. They didn't like the old splint. They thought it was getting loose too easily. They wanted to put on a sturdier splint for Millet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, we're not going out. Well, one of them did. Wow, that was I don't know how much of that I caught on the camera, but I opened the door and these kids go zooming out the door. And normally I would encourage that. They probably all want to go out and play right now, and that's good. But as I was just talking about Millet, as soon as I'm done with this close-up, I'm getting in the car to go pick him up. So that's the plan. So I know you kids all really want to go out and play, but you're going to have to wait until I get back from the vet to go out and play, okay? Then you can play all you want. Yeah. They'll get their chance. Whoever it was that zoomed out, I think it might have been Puget. Yeah, that looks like Puget from here. Is checking out Ari. I've got a real glare here on the glass, though. All right, Puget. I wish I could zoom in with this lens, but I can't. Anyway, now they're all over me. Hi, kids. I just come in the door for half a second. They're all just everywhere. So first off, what I was saying about Millet is that they put a new splint on him. They think the new splint is probably going to do a better job of staying tight and letting him still be a little bit active and be the kitten that he wants to be. The vet says, we discussed the level of activity that we've been giving him. And the vet says, well, she feels like it's her job to build a splint that can still let him be a kitten, because it's no use fixing up his chest, but having spent months with no socialization or activity, so that he's just not a well-adjusted kitten. He needs to have both. He needs to have his splint and his fixed up chest and be a well-adjusted kitten. So that's why the new splint that should do a better job of letting him have both of those things. And we'll see. All I know so far is that she's very proud of the work that she did on the new splint and thinks it's going to be great. And also that Millet is just a sweetheart, and they all love him very much at the vet. So I'll be able to give you more of an update on him probably tomorrow, since I won't be seeing him myself for a few hours here. Then for these kids, as you know, because Millet was gone, they got to spend the night upstairs in the master bedroom. And it was a wild party, as I'm sure you can imagine. The 7 of them running everywhere, and Port stayed in with them as well. And they're really starting to sort of show, the similarities between their visits. It was Hal here last time is the one that wanted to just push me off of my pillow so he could have it all to himself, and he was doing the same thing all night, trying to take the pillow all for himself or sleep right next to my head. where everybody else was a little more respectful and just gathered around on the bed and hung out. I hear some noise in the background that reminds me one of the things that I wanted to tell all of you is that we're having some work done on the house, and it's going to take a couple of weeks. And therefore, you guys are going to hear a lot of extra noise from the contractors. Today they are doing power washing, which isn't quite as loud. Yesterday they were doing sanding, and I think there's going to be more rounds of both of those still, so we'll have more sanding and more power washing. And my only reason for bringing that up really is that you might hear some of those noises on the stream, and you might not hear anything on the stream if we turn it off once in a while so that it doesn't get too loud for you. So I hope you can deal with that. Hi, Port. Hi, pretty Port. All right, I think that's the only real news, though, for these guys and for them. Don't forget to check out our website, which is kitten.academy. It's got some great pictures of these guys, almost too many pictures. I need to start posting pictures more often and not fill up, 300 photos in a single blog post. That's a little over the top. If you want to keep watching these kittens, though, you already know what to do. You can check out the Kitten Academy live stream. Some of you are probably listening to me on it right now. And you can watch them all day long there. I don't think there's any other important news that I haven't covered. The only real news, of course, is about Millet anyway. And the only news there is that he's doing great and he'll be home today. He did have to spend the night overnight there, if you didn't hear, just because they wanted to put on a new splint and they wanted to spend a little time observing him in it to make sure that it was working okay. But they seem like they're happy about it. Now, how are we going to get out of here without letting everybody out? And we got to find Puget and bring Puget back in. Well, let's see what we can do. I think if I'm quick, I may be able to sneak out the door without bringing anybody along. Hang on, kids. I know you all want to go out. I know you do. That was easier than going in. They've all learned about me going into the room that they should run for the door as fast as they possibly can, and they're getting very good at it. Oh, there's Pugie. Hi, Puge. You're the one that actually made it. That's a big purr, buddy. Got food all over your nose. Why do you have so much food on your nose? Do you eat with your nose? All right, I'm not going to try to open the door and put him back through the door while we're recording. So thanks again, and I will see all of you next time. Maybe next time we can do something a little fun with the kittens instead of just looking at them and talking about them. I can get out a toy or something for the zombie close-up, because that would be fun. Okay. Such a pretty Pugie.